This is to give you an understanding of how trade really works in the meat world. This is not just meat. This is net meat imports. Now look at these areas. Who is really importing the lion's share of the protein around the globe? Do you see the U.S. even on the map? Because we are the largest, we're the top 2 or 3 exporters of meat, pork, and poultry around the globe. We're exporting 20 to 22% of all of our pork and poultry production on an annual basis. And this year we'll be at 8.5 to 9% of our beef production. But when I look at this and I see Japan, South Korea, Russia, Hong Kong, Saudi Arabia, Italy, it goes on and on and on. That's an opportunity. That's an opportunity for your high-quality products that we're producing.
And I used to think four-wheelers were a better investment than a horse. What do gators cost and four-wheelers cost? What's happened to the cost of a horse? You leave your trailer gate open, you'll get a horse. You leave your trailer gate open with a four-wheeler in there, somebody will steal it. You may get 3 or 4 horses if you got a big enough trailer. So those things change. At one time, $7,000, $8,000 for a good ranch horse. Now it's $15,000 for a good gator. I saw a $36,000 Kubota gator equivalent the other day. What the heck? Somebody thought they were waiting for the guy to pick it up. I'm going to go back to that other slide about the idiots. But we do have to develop these systems where we have an integrated system approach to what we're doing. Don't look and get so focused on one aspect of it, you're not paying attention to the rest of it. A lot of times we do that with the cows. We're so worried about the cows, we don't really pay attention to what the hay operation is doing or the wildlife operation is doing to us. It's all part of that system.
Read and follow label directions, but read and understand the precautions before you use them. There are precautions there. They are there for the safety of your livestock, for the safety of the environment, and for your safety as well. You guys all know the difference between a fairy tale and a cowboy story, right? Fairy tale starts out once upon a time. Cowboy story goes, no kidding, this really happened. I'm fixing to tell you about it. When I was doing feed yard work, I was sitting in the office at the clinic one day, and I got a call from a customer feed yard, and they said, we got a problem. I said, okay, what's the deal? Well, we got a problem with this pour-on we've been using on these cattle. I said, okay, what's the problem? You know Joe. Yeah, I know Joe. I said, well, you know, it's a cold day. Joe had on his long johns, his insulated coveralls, and they've been working these cattle through the processing barn, and they were putting the jug up on a barrel. Okay? Of course, you know, when you pour cattle, a little bit's going to come off, and you might spill a little bit, and on top of this barrel, there was a little puddle of pour-on dewormer, right? When they got done, Joe jumped up on that barrel and sat down on it. And of course, all that pour-on dewormer absorbed up through his insulated coveralls and his long johns. And before long, he was getting a little uncomfortable in some very serious places. And so it's always a good idea to read and understand the label precautions. Because on that label it said, exposure may cause skin irritation. Let me tell you, Joe was irritated.